so ain't you Bobby, no.
One time in 5th grade an old man texted me on Instagram and asked me if I wanted to be his sugar baby, and I had no idea what that was at the time, so I said yes, and then he asked me for my bank details, so I took a picture of my mom's credit card, and then a couple weeks later my mom realized that $300 from her bank money disappeared, so she contacted the police and they found out it was me, and somehow my school found out and I got suspended. DM me some of your stories. One time I was out camping in a forest and there was no toilet, so I had to pee inside a bush, and little did I know there was someone watching me, so I pretended that I was just picking flowers when I realized that they weren't flowers, they were stingy plants, and I got stung and ran off screaming, and then the person who was watching me ran up to me and asked if I was okay, and I said yeah, and then I went off with my day like nothing happened. Also one time, where me and my cousin stayed at my grandma's. She asked me to hump this big ass Peppa Pig toy, so I did it, and then she asked me to hump her, so I did for around 5 minutes, and then my gran walked in and I had to say we were just playing. I was 9, she was 11. Basically I was at my favorite cousin's house and we watched a movie together, and scene came on, we accidentally nudged each other and my she said butterfly. And well, tension was real. I always thought he was cute and I ran to my room and he came in and asked for a hug, and Betty started sniffing my hair and he sneezed and a huge ball of snot came out and he cried. One time a guy called me the N-word in science class, so I obviously told my teacher, who was white, and she asked me what's the N-word. I thought she was joking. She had to be at least 45 and I had to explain, and she didn't even care, so she called the head teacher and they didn't do shit. Red heart. Laughing with tears cat face. When I was 11 I was gay and I had a crush on this boy, and he started saying he liked me, so every day after school we went into the bathroom and snogged LMAO. So when I was 11 I didn't have many friends at school and only had one really close friend. We basically did everything together. We also used to have sleepovers all the time at her house because she had a bigger room than me and her parents were normally always out doing work and stuff. So one night while her parents were gone I'm round her house and we started talking about who we liked, and she said there was this one boy who she really liked, and I spent ages trying to guess who it was but she wouldn't tell me. Then at about 8:30 she said that the boy she liked was going to come round and join our sleepover, and I was excited because I wanted to see who it was, and then our history teacher showed up at her house and they ended up having sex in her bed while I was just sat down confused and I didn't know what to do. After he left and the rest of the sleepover was really awkward. Now me and her don't talk anymore. So one time when I was like 9 I had a friend stay the night and I was laying on the floor and she jumped off the bed onto me and I went forward and got a carpet burn down the right side of my face. The next day at school when people were asking me what happened I told everyone that she had poured nail polish remover on my face and lit me on fire because I was mad at her, and I got questioned by the police and my friend got suspended for 3 weeks. When my mom found out she drove me to the police station and made me tell the police, and the cops made me sit in a holding cell for 20 minutes. I found who my real dad was the other day and found his address and Insta, so I sent him death threats and his family are concerned that he is going to die, but it's just his autistic daughter getting her own back. Sparkles. One time I was at school in class and I didn't think I was in my head and I felt a little bit of stuff come out and I thought it was, so I just squeezed some more out for a laugh until I stood up and looked at my chair that was stained red with my blood. So when I was in 1st grade we had this teacher that everyone fucking loved except for me because she would always get me in trouble. One day she was taking me and this other girl who I didn't really like in from recess to put our lunches away. When we were walking on the sidewalk, this decides to start walking in front of me, so I got really mad, so I screamed move and kicked her to the ground and she started crying and bleeding, so I kinda just stood there as the teacher helped her get inside to go to the nurse. After that the teacher started yelling at me and telling me I would fail 2nd grade next year. I got mad again, so when she started walking again I flat tired the back of that shoe and she fell face first on the concrete. She was unconscious, so I decided to run away back to recess and pretend like nothing happened. The next day at school she came in late and stared at me when she said she had been in the hospital all night. To this day the still has a huge scar on her face from falling. One time I was at a baseball game and I had gum in my mouth and I wanted more, so I picked gum off the floor and ate it and it was good and I DK how I'm not dead. In first grade me and this girl were having a sleepover and she suggested we practice kissing, so I went along with it. First it was just a peck, then we ended up using tongue and even biting lips, then we decided to take off our shirts and make out in my closet face with wide open eyes and flushed cheeks. And we also did that under my blankets without the shirts, but we still acted normal after this event, and then when it gets brought up years later we both agree this is never to be mentioned.
5th grade was the first year of middle school for me. So when I was literally 10 years old I went to the bathroom at school. When I walked in I saw 2 8th graders have hardcore sex on the bathroom floor. They got so mad at me for walking in on them. 10-year-old me was terrified.